Hi guys, so this is our reading for Monday. We are going to be taking Evaluate, and this is going to be for the month of April. This is our last test on these questions, and so we're going to be taking this at home, so it's going to be a little bit different. So I wanted to review some things with you. One of the things that I want you to do before you take your test is I want you to make sure that you're making a new goal. I want you to look back at your score from February's Evaluate, and then I want you to make a new goal. And I told you to make sure that your goal is realistic, right? Make sure it's something that you can actually meet. Don't make it something that's like 50 points higher than your last score. Something around 10 points would be a realistic goal. Okay, it can be a little bit more, a little bit less, but somewhere around 10 points more. Last time in February, we were at 58% as a class as our average score. So I'm looking forward to hopefully that going up in April. When we're done with that, after you come up with your goal, you've taken the test, you're going to be reflecting and working on a Google form, and we're going to go over that in just a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about what it's going to be like when you're taking Evaluate. When you take Evaluate, I want you to remember to take notes. I want you to think about those strategies that we've learned. You can write these down. All of you should have a notebook or 2 or 3 that you had from your desk that was given back to you, and you can use these to take your notes, or you can use any paper or anything that you have at home that you don't mind writing things down. This would be something that you can use to help you use these strategies that we've learned. We've learned how to use the T-chart when comparing things, especially when you have the long text and that short text and you're trying to think about, is it in both texts or is it in just one text? We've talked about the stop, think, and react. We've learned about the problem, how do the characters react from that. Helps us really think about the theme and really all types of those questions that we'll see in the test. This really just helps us think about the story and what we've learned. We've learned when it comes to those vocab words, the context clues, those key words. Is it alike or different, right? Are they looking for opposites? Are they looking for words that sound the same? That's what we're looking here for, context clues. And the keywords are that with the different types of vocabulary words. Is it asking for synonyms? Is it asking for antonyms? Multiple meaning words? We get down here to point of view. We've learned that if it's asking about the author's point of view or the character's point of view, we think, does that character like it or do they dislike it, right? They normally have one opinion or the other. So you're trying to think of which one is that. And sometimes it asks which one is the author, what's the opposite of the author's opinion. So you have to figure out first, what's the author think, and then what would the opposite of that be? We've also learned about text features that sometimes it might ask you about a chart or about a diagram. A lot of times those are at the end or at somewhere. It's some type of text feature that's not part of the words of the text, the main words of the text. And so you're going to look for on that to help you find it. And sometimes you have to infer. It might not tell you exactly the words, so you might have to think a little bit more about it. And sometimes using that title, connecting to the title, does it really fit the title? Does it fit the main idea, right? That's what you can always go back to when you're looking at the questions, is thinking to yourself, does this really think about the whole text? Does it make sense? As you're working, again, you can do this, right? I know, I believe in all of you. I want you to show how much you've learned this year. This is your final test on these questions. We only have one more in May. So I want you to try to find a quiet place where you can focus. I want you to be sure to take your time and not rush through the questions. If you need to take a break and go and sit down for a little bit and then come back to it, or go outside and play for a little bit and then come back in because it's taken a while, that's totally okay. This is not something you should rush through. But also, don't take hours and hours. This is not something to stress about. Okay, make sure you have that confidence. We've learned this all year. We've actually taken this test before, and so I want you to remember that you can do this, and I want you to prove that you can do this by finding the correct answer in the text. You know, you hear me say it all the time. Find the answer in the text. So I repeated it. Look back in the text, right? Always go back there and find it. It might not be word for word. It might not be exactly what it says, but it's going to be something that you can show. Look, right here, that's where I found the answer. Okay, so I wanted to go through, and I just wanted to remind you how to find, to get onto Evaluate. Sometimes if you click this home button, right, some of yours might take you here. If it takes you here, you just click up here to the resource portal, and it will take you to this. Some of you, it might be the home button takes you straight to here. So like on my computer, this is where it takes me, is straight to here. So it just depends on where you're at. So again, you want to be here in the resource portal, and it's the first button up here on Evaluate. If you click that, and I'm trying to make this be a link that you can get to on my computer or on the slides as well, so you might be able to get onto here multiple ways. Once you're here, you're going to click Evaluate, and you might have to log in with Google. I think I've already done that, so it's not asking me, but a lot of times it will ask you to log in with Google, and you'll just click that. And so it should take you here, and then it will show. Now, one person already took this test on accident, so that person's score is here, but this is where you're going to be taking April Evaluate, and we are going to try to, again, compare from February to April. Okay, right now it looks like we went really far down because only one person's taking it, and so I'm looking forward to seeing this score go up, up, up. Okay, and if you have any questions, let me know throughout the day, and try to remember our little reminders, and good luck today. You've got this.